So good evening, YouTube. I hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful weekend. As you can see, I'm back near Scotland. Why I love Newcastle, man. It was a wicked weekend. So anybody who's not been, I know it's probably a million miles away from anywhere. It is not. It's not the closest place to go to, but I'll tell you what, it's well worth it. Sick place, man. But we're going to talk about the game tomorrow. Manchester United at home at Old Trafford, a place where we don't ever win. Haven't won for, well, since 2006. So what's that? 12 years plus this one. So 13 years. 13 years. Unlucky for some. Hopefully it's unlucky for Man United tomorrow because we fully have to win this game. Tottenham won at the weekend. Chelsea won at the weekend. And by the way, Newcastle got slapped as well. They're in crisis at the moment. That's what happens when Rafa leaves. But anyway, enough of them. We need to go there with some confidence. We should have confidence as well. We've got everybody back fit other than Lacazette. So we've got a great opportunity to go there and stick a marker down and say, listen, we're actually contenders this season to get into the top four. We were kind of contenders last season, although, well, I say we were kind of. We bottled it. Let's be real. We should have got top four last season. We didn't. This season, I fully expect us to get top four. It all depends, though. I've seen a lot of people getting on Emery's case. He has made some off-key decisions, let's be real. Some of the stuff he's done, especially from the back end of last season into this season, has been so off-key, some of the things. But, you know, the meltdown's been hilarious at times. You know, the same people that backed the previous manager for 6 years too long are on this guy's case within a year. So I don't sort of buy into that mentality right now. I don't get that. Let's see where we are at Christmas. That's what I would say. If we're absolutely doomed and nowhere near top four by Christmas, then yeah, of course, let's have a meltdown over it. Big up Claude in the building. Big up yourself. Subscribe to Claude if you're not. I'm going to come back to comments and questions shortly. Big up everyone else in the chat as well. There's literally 150 of you inside 2 minutes. So don't forget, likes do help the channel. Let's get it up to 30k. But like I said, we haven't won at Old Trafford since 2006, and it was Adebayor. Remember Adebayor? 1 week he was fantastic. The next week he was a moody twat. Apart from that one mad season where he just went on a madness, he was a bit off key at times as well. But it's been a place where we go to, and it just seems like nothing goes our way. Like I said in a couple of streams I've done this week, we went up there last season. They had Jose Mourinho as manager. They had injuries left, right and centre. They're playing a right off-key team. And they still ended up getting a draw against us. And we were winning the game twice. There's not been many years in that time since 06 till last season where we've scored 2 goals at Old Trafford. Last season we did that and we still didn't win the game. So, you know, I'm expecting us to go there being positive. We've just come off of the back of a 5-0 against Forest. Yes, they're in the division lower. Yes, they're not the quality of Man United. But at the same time, we're going to mix the team up again. There's going to be a few different faces in there. And I fully think our 11 on paper beats their 11 on paper. But the game ain't played on paper, as we know. And Arsenal have this habit of constantly shooting themselves in the foot. What we need to do is go there and have a professional performance. If we take the lead, don't go for the second goal. Just sit back. They'll start panicking. They're under pressure. Ollie's under pressure. They're going to, if we go 1-0 up in that game, just sit compact. Sit with everyone, park the bus. Park the bus. Leave your wingers, Pepe and whoever else I pick in a minute. Leave them higher up the pitch. So when we break, we can do a quick turnover, a play, and Pepe's running one-on-one at Harry Maguire. That is saying I can't wait to see. I am desperate to see him run at Maguire because he is going to twist him all ends up. The guy, for me, Harry Maguire is an all right centre-back. I can't lie. I think he's half decent. But when you've got somebody as tricky as Pepe running at you, he's got no balance, that Maguire. His balance ain't the greatest. So for me, that's saying I can't wait to see. If Ashley Young starts, again, he should have him on toast. But as we know, Arsenal can't defend properly. But having said that, Jesse Lingard is more than likely going to start. I've actually got a predicted Man United 11 up here. Let me see who this was that done this. It's the Manchester Evening News, so big up to them. I'd have to quote it, otherwise they'd probably get the ump. But they've done their predicted lineup. Now, Paul Pogba could be a doubt for this game. He's picked up another knock, apparently. Whether that's mind games, I'm not so sure. Martial's not going to play. Rashford's not going to play, apparently. Is this all mind games to make Arsenal lure into a false sense of security? then you see a couple of them start or one of them start. I fully think Pogba will start this game. For me, Martial ain't starting, and Rashford, I don't think he'll start, but definitely Pogba will start. I'll be shocked if he don't. But they've gone with this 1-11 for Man United. They've gone De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Ashley Young, Lindelof and Maguire, McTominay, Matic, James, Lingard, Pereira and Greenwood. Now, we all know what happens when Jesse Lingard plays against Arsenal. He turns into a prime Messi, starts doing dances and calls places dance floor and this and that. Obviously, this time around, it's at Old Trafford. They've sold Lukaku. For me, they should have kept him. He was their best goal scorer. In fact, he was their only real goal scorer. And I don't know why they got rid of him. I know they got good money for him, but come on, let's be real. That's irrelevant. £60 million, yeah, great. But if that means that they don't get top 4 again this season, that's going to cost them more than £60 million. So for me, I would have kept him if I was Man United boss. But I'm not, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is, and he's struggling right now, which is why we need to turn the screw massively into them and go there, hit them with the high press, hit them from the first minute, try and get an early goal, sit back, manage the game properly. We're going to come under pressure. That's a given. But what we need to do is be clinical when we get our chances, and we need to make sure that we silence that crowd from the get-go. And then when we take the lead, they fully turn on the manager and they fully turn on their players. The atmosphere could turn toxic at Old Trafford for them if we start going 2-3-0 up. Whether that's going to happen or not, I'm not so sure. But I'm going to get into my 1-11 for this game. Big up everybody watching, nearly 300 of you. Do stick a like on the video. 63 of you have done that, so I do appreciate that. I'm going to get into my 1-11. Now I'm going to do my scoreline prediction, and then I'm going to do some comments and questions of yours as well. I'm going to go with Leno in goal. I think, listen, I'm not going to pick what I think Emery's going to do. I'm going to pick what I would do. So Leno in goal. Right back, Callum Chambers. I think that after his 3 assists the other night, whether he played right back, left back, he was absolutely fantastic against Forest. He scored against Villa in the previous Premier League game. He fully deserves to play at right back. I don't want to see Maitland-Niles there again for this game. Please do not play him in that position. I don't know whether he's fully 100% recovered from that knock that he got at Villa the other day against Villa. I'd imagine that he has. He's in the squad as far as I'm aware. So, but at the same time, I don't want to see him up against Daniel James. Yes, he's got the pace to match him, possibly. He hasn't got the positional sense. James will twist him inside out. Whereas with Callum Chambers, he's got a little bit more physical. He's got a little bit more height. His positioning's a hell of a lot better at right back than Ainsley Maitland-Niles. And I'm not trying to mud Maitland-Niles off. Listen, he's plugged the gap for a long time. It's too soon for Bellerin. And he's not suspended, by the way, goalkeeper stuff. He was suspended for the Forest game, I believe. So that rolled over to the Forest game. So I think he is available for this game. But yeah, listen, Callum Chambers, his positional sense for me, defensively at right back is a lot better than Maitland-Niles. So he's going in at right back, left back, the main guy, my man, number 3, Kieran Tierney. What a debut from that boy. Unbelievable performance from him the other night. He can skin a player just like that. His pace is ridiculous as well. He's really deceptive how quick he is. Not only that, he can defend. I've said this when I was on the stream with Chig. And by the way, I'm doing another watch along tomorrow with Chig on this channel. Go and subscribe to him. It's in the description even. And yeah, tomorrow we'll be doing a watch along for the game. So that should be good. But I said on stream last week, or this week, sorry. Was it this? I've lost track of days. It was this week, wasn't it? Yes, it was, when we played Forest. That when he was so far back at one point, and I said to Chig, why has he not gone forward? Why is he not overlapping? Yeah, but then when we lost the ball and they were breaking away, I realised why he wasn't overlapping. It was because Callum Chambers had gone so far forward on the right-hand side that he used this and he dropped back into the centre circle a little bit, just outside the centre circle to the left. Then he went and pressed the guy who was breaking away, who popped the ball off over the other side of the pitch. So he run with him, pressed him, and then come back and drop back into left back. That is unbelievable. Great defending, great play, because he's used his head and not gone chasing after the guy all over the pitch, which is what some of our players do, and then left a gaping hole behind him, which is then when they can switch the ball back over the other side, and then they've got us all ends up. That is what I want to see in a left back. That is what I want to see in all of our defenders and our defensive midfielders as well. So for me, all day long, he is starting the game. Sergio, thank you for that. Guendouzi will be key. Well, funny enough, he ain't getting in my team. He was key. He was immense at Old Trafford last season. Thank you for that. I will come back to these in a minute, yeah? But obviously, they disappear, so I have to read them out because obviously you've donated, mate, so I appreciate that. So I'm going to go with a centre-back pairing of David Luiz. I know. It could be worse, though. It could be Mustafi. I don't want to put Socrates in for this game. I think he's been an absolute liability this season. So far, that's not to say that I don't rate him. I do think he's a good player, but this season, I don't think that he's anywhere near the level he was last season. Next to him, Rob Holding, superb the other night. First game back, I thought he handled it well. As soon as he got the armband, bang, goal, first touch. Your comments are lit, by the way. So yeah, I'm going to go with Rob Holding, and I think that the reason I've gone with both of them, for me, if we're going to do this passing out rubbish out the back, and it is rubbish, if we're going to do this passing out rubbish out the back, you've got to have two players who can hold a ball, can take a man on and pass. Socrates can't do that. Mustafi can't do that. These two can. So for me, they're going in my team. Let's go into midfield. We'll start with Torreira. I want to see him start this game. Depending on what midfield Man United pick, which is probably going to be McTominay, like I said. It's probably going to be Daniel James. And listen, we need players in that midfield that are going to harry, hustle, and get stuck in. You need every single player physically ready and on this game to get in their faces and start harassing them. Because if you start flapping this lot, they fold. We've seen that time and time again over the last few years. They're very, very similar to us. I said this when I did the stream with Terry the other night. So if you haven't checked that out, go and check that out. We've done a combined 1-11, Arsenal and United, and we've done the manager as well. So go and check that out if you haven't. But for me, you need somebody that's going to be snapping at the heels. If Pogba plays, Torreira's got to be that guy. In fact, it doesn't matter if Pogba plays. He's going to be that guy for me anyway. I want to see him start games. And I want to see him in a 3. I'm going with a 4-3-3. I want to see him in the 2. Well, actually, I'm going 4-2-3-1 essentially. So I want to see him in that 2 in front of the 4. Right next to him. The reason I've dropped Guendouzi for this game, and you lot probably think I am mad, is because as much as I rate Guendouzi, as much as I think he's class, I think that Joe Willock's engine is better, and I think defensively he's better. Now, there's going to be times in this game where we're not going to have the ball, and there's going to be times where they're going to have runners. Daniel James, Mata, McTominay, Pogba, whoever else it is, they're going to have these runners going past us. And for me, as much as I love Guendouzi, he don't track them enough. We see it again against Aston Villa last week. That goal that they scored, the first one from McGinn, that was his fault. He didn't track his runner. The defence kept their line. They held their line. All 4 of them in a straight line held their line because they were trying to play an offside trap, whatever they were trying to do. They just stood firm as the ball came in. Guendouzi's runner runs straight past him. He stopped running. So in this game, if we do that and Pogba's running past him, we're in trouble because as much as I don't particularly rate Pogba as highly as most Man United fans, for me, if he wants to turn up, he turns up. So I'm not going to go with Guendouzi. I'm going to go with Joe Willock. I think he'll have more of a physical side about him as well. So that's 6 that I've picked there. They're all good on the ball. They're all physically decent and they can all pass. So for me, I'm keeping with that. In front of them, I'm going Ceballos. It's a bold decision to start him because I think he's been poor in the last couple of away games as a starter. But I think that we're going to need that little creative spark. He can do that. He can take a man on. If Man United try and overpower us in midfield, he could be that key in between the lines that can spring the ball down the wings to the strikers or thread the ball straight down the middle through to Aubameyang, because obviously I'm going with Aubameyang. So the wingers for this game, I thought long and hard about this. Right, obviously Pep's, my boy, is getting in. He's going straight in. I think he's fully scoring in this game as well. Honestly, genuinely can't wait to see him giving it one of them ones at Old Trafford. Presence blood. So yeah, I'm going with him. Other side, this is where I racked my brains for a hell of a long time, right? I thought about Reece Nelson. I thought about Bukayo Saka. And then I ended up going with Martinelli. So yeah, I went with Martinelli. And the reason I went with Martinelli is because I think he's more direct than the other two. I think that he's just got that raw psych about him where he can, listen, he's South American. They've all got a little bit of a physical edge about them as well. So I went with him. You could make a case for Reece Nelson like a hell of a lot of people are in the comments. You could make a case for Saka as well, like a lot of you are in the comments. For me, I think that Martinelli's probably going to be more of a goal threat as well. I think he's a bit quicker in terms of off the mark than the other two. That's not saying they're slow, by the way, because I'd love to see him in a foot race together. It'd be pretty lit. But Martinelli's quick. He's got great dribbling ability. He can skin a man. He can score a screamer. We see that the other night. He can score a bullet header. We see that the other night. And what's the one thing that a centre-back or a right and left-back don't like? And that is pace and dribbling. So for me, that's my team. I'm quite happy with that team, but I can see why people would swap the wingers. I can see why people have put Guendouzi in. I fully get it. But that's what I would go with. And then obviously off the bench, we can have Reiss Nelson, we can have Saka, you can put Granit Xhaka on if you want. We all know he's going to start. I ain't starting him all season. Don't like him, don't want him at the club. Has to be Mkhitaryan, you joker. So yeah, that's my 1 to 11. I'm going to read out some of yours, then I'll give you a score prediction. So we'll do 5 minutes of just reading out 1 to 11s quick. Over 100 likes, thank you guys. Do get it up to 200 now, nearly 500 people watching. So that's mad. Thank you very much at 9:20 on a Sunday evening. I know a lot of you have got work and school and college or whatever it is you're doing. Some of you might even be at work from watching all over the world as well. So yeah, let's read out some of your 1 to 11s. Another thing defenders don't like is unpredictability, which is exactly what Martinelli brings us. Evening to you, mate, Aussie Gooner. And that is true, mate. And that is true. Absolutely spot on, mate. Listen, that Martinelli is a proper raw talent, man. Whether he plays up front or left wing, that guy will get the ball, he'll spin and he'll run at you. And even we don't know what he probably don't even know what he's going to do half the time. Look at that header he done the other day. For a kid so young, he was telling Callum Chambers, cross the ball first time. The next time Callum Chambers gets the ball, he whips it in first time, bosh, 1-0. You know, and that from somebody that's so young, that probably doesn't speak great English right now, not been in the country very long, to tell a more experienced player, this is how I want the ball, mate. Yeah, and for him to go and do that, yeah, and then go and score off of the back of it, boy, fair play to him. Big up, Rabba. Thank you, mate. I've put a tenner on 3-1 tomorrow, 20 to 1. Boy, that might be worth a tenner from me as well, you know. United in turmoil. Well, it definitely means we're going to make them look like a prime Barcelona and Greenwood turn into a Thierry Henry. Big up yourself, Elliot. Thanks for that donation as well. And VP for the Stella. Hey, listen, bruv. Come on, you know how we roll. You lot are mad. I'll come to score prediction in a minute, but let's read out some of your teams. Which players would you put in the team? Clean sheet, says Scott. Says Sooty. Listen, I hope so. And do you know what? Just coming back to Elliot's comment as well, we probably will turn Greenwood into a prime Thierry Henry tomorrow because that's what we do as a club. I'm just hoping that we can hold our own and we can sit there and manage a game properly. Because if we do, we've got a better team than them. Let's be real. We've got a miles better team than them. Lil Brody says, I'm going to go with Leno, Chambers, Louise, Holding, Tierney, Torreira, Guendouzi, Willock. That's interesting. Pepe, Aubameyang, Martinelli. Listen, I like the look of that as well. I can't lie. Yeah, and this is the thing. We've got such a decent selection now of players that we can sit here and argue over Joe Willock. We could argue over Guendouzi. We can argue over Saka and Nelson starting. We can argue over the centre-backs. You know, we've actually turned it around this summer massively, and full credit to that board right now. Fly Emirates, evening to you, bruv. Leno, Chambers, Holding, Louise, Tierney, Torreira, Guendouzi, Willock, Pepe, Abba, Martinelli. You picked the same teams, bruv. You're not sat together, are you? Jason, evening to you, mate. I would pick Saka. Don't know about Martinelli yet. Saka was our best player on the pitch until he got subbed off against Villa. It's kind of proven he should be starting. Well, to be honest, I do think he's done a little bit more than Reiss Nelson this season, although Reiss did score a great goal the other night, and that was his first goal for the club in the first team in a competitive game. So we've got a good crop of kids, and it's making it exciting for us as fans. So you should do a team that you think Emery will pick. Do you know what? I got bored of doing that under Wenger, if I'm being honest, Cameron. Yeah, I got bored of doing that because I started to predict teams that he'd pick, and I just never got them right, mate. I don't think we could do the same with Emery as well, if I'm being honest. The guy's the tinker man right now. Gabriel Martinelli is the new Carlos Vela. Says Arsenal 10234. Thanks for your donation as well, brother. Appreciate that as always from you, mate. How are you? I'm walking back into normal life again. Evening, Kartik. I'm good, bruv. I'm very good. Big up everyone in the chat as well. Listen, thank you very much. There's mad comments coming in. I can barely keep up with these right now. Completely back your 11, mate. We all know Socrates and Xhaka will start, though, and gift at least 1 goal to United, says Alex. Well, I hope they don't start, because I think you'd be right, mate. But yeah, you should... I don't know. We just need to pray tomorrow. Hack says not Guendouzi, Ceballos, Nelson also should be in contention. Well, they are. They probably will be. They probably will be on the bench. A lot of them will be on the bench. So big up you, Hacks. Leno, Niles, Chambers, Louise, Socrates, Tierney, Xhaka. You've actually picked Xhaka. Come on, bro. Is that a team that you'd pick, or a team that Emery's picking? Guendouzi, Saka, Peps, and Abba. That probably is the team that Emery will pick. Back the manager. I do every week, mate. I have done since he's been here. How was Newcastle? Rickon, it was mad. I've been to Newcastle twice in my life. Both times it has been lit. It has been lit. I went last season, was up in the clouds watching Arsenal win against Newcastle. This season I didn't bother going. But yeah, I went this weekend and it was mad. I love Newcastle, man. Proper nice people as well. Proper friendly. So yeah, it was good, man. Really enjoyed it. Niles and Xhaka should not play tomorrow. Evening to you, Samantha, darling. I hope you're well. Blue Wow in the building as well. Hope you're good, mate. Mustafi. Mustafi might start, you know. We have to win, says NR Football. Well, yeah, hopefully we do. Emery is secretly in the chat. It wouldn't surprise me. You know, come on. You know he's watching my streams because I say good evening. Leicester 5, Newcastle 0. Mate, they're doomed. I can't lie. They're in big trouble. Right, this is the last one I'm going to do, and then I'm going to give my score predictions. So Leno, Maitland-Niles, Chambers, Holding, Tierney, Torreira, Guendouzi, Willock, Peps, Aubameyang, Martinelli. We will win 4-0 with this lineup. Bruv, I'm loving your confidence, Edison. Loving your confidence. Haley, I'm a gooner from Indonesia. Big up yourself, Raymond. Hope you're good. But like, listen, I'm going to get into my score prediction, right? This game is not going to be easy. Like I said earlier in this stream, we need to make sure that we hit them from the get-go. Press them high. They are under pressure right now. Their fans are not happy. We've seen that. United stand is lit. United stand and chill it could be tomorrow. So I've seen their fan cams, their fans that go on there. I know it doesn't represent all their fans, but the fans that have been going on there are absolutely fuming with some of the players, with the manager, with the board. That club's in disarray. They're not quite the team they used to be, are they? Saying that, neither are we. But I think we're more advanced in terms of where we are at in terms of going forward compared to them. They're still on the slump, in my opinion, whereas we're going on the up. So yeah, I think that we are going to win this game, and I think that. And it's not going to be easy. Don't get me wrong. Listen, no matter what Man United team comes out, it's at Old Trafford, and we don't do well there. But I am going to go with a score prediction of 3-1 Arsenal. I think we'll score. I think we'll go 2-0 up, and I think they'll equalise. They'll get one back even, and then they'll be pushing, and then we'll finish them towards the end of the game. So that's my score prediction. 132 of you would like the content. 500 nearly watching. Let's get this through 200. That'd get the channel up to 30k quicker. That's for sure. It would obviously get this out to others. Some others could join as well. People that are non-subscribers see it. So let's do that if you could. And I'll read out some of your score predictions for the next 5 minutes or so. If that, maybe 3 minutes. 18-1 for 3-1. Wait, that might be worth a bet. 3-1 is 18-1. Well, it'd be mad if we win. Pepe's fully scoring. I'm going fully Pepe first goal scorer tomorrow. You heard it here first. Peps is scoring first. 8-2 Man United. Look at this joker, man. Come on, Zane. Nick says 2-2. Ban Zane. No, we don't ban him for an 8-2. He's obviously a Man United fan, so let him have his chat, man. Evening, Ilias. I hope you're good. I've been very well, mate. Score predictions. 3-2 Arsenal, says Samantha. Go on, girl. Hopefully we win. 4-1. Hopefully that's to Arsenal, bruv, Mohammed. 3-0, says Thomas. Hopefully again that's Arsenal. 3-2 United, probably, says a person. Let's hope you're wrong. Cameron says 3-1 Arsenal. Haroon 3-1. Gerdisha 3-1. Mohammed Jason says 3-0. I hope all of these scores are for Arsenal. 3-0 Arsenal says Hacks. 2-1 Arsenal says NR Football. Let's scroll back down to some of these. 8-2 Arsenal says Fly Emirates. Go on, son. 8-0 Arsenal. Back to the 50s. Hey, wouldn't it be mad if we slapped 8 past them, man? Big up Zachariah Abdi from Somalia. Go on, mate. Hope you're having a good night. Salt and pepper, yeah? Salt and pepper. It's going to be fully rubbing salt and pepper into their wounds tomorrow, mate. I am so confident, which is probably a bad thing because whenever I predict a win and a comfortable win, we don't end up winning. So maybe I should have predicted a loss. But then I get told I profit off of them. Jesus Christ. 3-0 Arsenal. Who the fuck are Man United? Go on, Dylan. Scenes when Robbie and Troop start in our defence. They'd probably do better than Mustafi, mate. 3-1 Pepe and a Xhaka belter says a blue whale. Bruv, go and put a bet on that. Go and put a bet on that. 1-0 Arsenal says Kartik. Well, listen, I hope we do win. You're looking really well. Thank you, mate. I am feeling really good. I'm loving life right now, mate. I'm really liking everything that's going on in my life right now, mate. So yeah, thank you to everyone who's coming in with nice comments. I do appreciate it, man. I'll be raging if we lose, bro. I'll probably be in meltdown on a stream if we lose to that lot, mate. I must admit, the stream against Aston Villa was lit. I can't lie. I think that's on about 50k or 45,000 views. It's one of my top 10 most watched videos. And big up Chig and everyone who joined in on that day. But I don't want to see another game this season with that much drama in it, man. Can we just have a game where we go and win comfortably without any drama, defend properly instead of defending like clowns, yeah, and take our chances without missing sitters. United are truly awful. Wouldn't mind Wan-Bissaka though. He's a good player, man. Very good player. Do you think he's better than Trent? No. You're a Liverpool fan, Rabba. Do you think he's better than Trent, or would you take him as cover? We're going to see presence, blood. Oh, bruv, trust me. We're going to see full presence. 4-1, dog, says Xavier. Big up yourself. Naveed Rashid says 4-2. I hope these scores are to Arsenal. Because I'm reading out these scores. You lot better not be United fans trolling me so you get your scores written out. Right, I'm going to get myself out of here. Big up everyone in the chat. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's all good. And who's this clown? Look, are you unemployed? Mate, my life's got fuck all to do with you, bruv, so why don't you go fuck yourself? It's hilarious. I find it funny how people are so interested in what I get up to. Imagine being unemployed, yeah, and going, I ain't even going to get started. Fuck these people, man. Let's read the nice ones out. Honestly, we have a good chance at winning because we have some brilliant players, but it's just whether Emery plays them. Our defence sucks, so he needs to sort it out. Samantha, you should be manager, Dave. You should be manager of the club because our defence does suck, and Emery kind of does need to sort that out, if I'm being honest with you. Because I don't personally think it's the defence. I think it's more the midfield. The midfield, he's got something wrong in midfield. The chemistry in that midfield is not right, and they ain't doing their jobs covering them centre-backs. They all bomb forward and don't want to track back. But at the same time, Pepe's going to be key in this game because if he isolates Chambers or Ainsley Maitland-Niles, whoever it is he picks, we could be in trouble down that side because that Daniel James is a good player. Yeah, and he's quick and he can cut inside and ping a screamer. We've seen him do it already this season. So we're going to have to... we're going to have to be on our jobs tomorrow, every single one of them players. So, yeah. So, yeah, there we go. Listen, I'm going to get myself out of here. Big up everyone who came into the chat. I do appreciate it. Big up everyone who donated as well. Massive respect for that. You don't have to, as you know. You want to, that's cool. So thanks very much for that. Big up everyone who did put a comment in and didn't get it read out either. Listen, there's hundreds. I need to be going rapid fire, and over 500 watch live as well. So that's pretty decent for 25 to 10 on a Sunday night in England. I'm going to get myself out of here. Before I do that, 30 of you, please go and like this video. 29 of you now. Let's get it through the 200 bracket. Let's get the preview out there. Let's build the channel. Also, hopefully, my game capture will be turning up tomorrow, I think. So I should be able to start streaming some live FIFA 20 for you guys as well, playing some of you as well. I'm going to get as soon as I get it set up, I'm going to start streaming. So I'll be getting you guys on as well. So it'd be nice to play some of you subscribers as well. Hopefully you take it easy with me. Anyway, I'm going to get myself out of here. Until tomorrow, when I'm back with a starting 11 reaction and with the watch along with Chig. Go and follow him in the description, or all the links. Laters, peeps.